Hey there, P. Today in our soap framework, welcome to day 20 of the Get Up and Go Challenge. Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here. And today is day 20 of our Get Up and Go Challenge. And we are on the P in soap, in the soap framework. Again, I got my bars of soap going to town because it's so important that we have a framework, a guideline, a way, a process, a strategy for dealing with change. Dealing with challenges, right? But aren't challenges just change? Something's happened that's changed, and we need to figure out the best way possible for us to deal with it. Well, P in this case stands for not pro or professional. It stands for progress. How are we making progress? How do we know if what we're doing, the thing that we chose to take action on yesterday, is moving us in the direction that we want to go? Now, if it's moving us toward what we want, I say it's the direction we want to go. If it's moving us away from what we want, I contend it's moving us away and it's the direction we don't want to go. So it's not moving us in the right direction. We always want to take actions and steps that move us in the right direction. Does it mean we're not going to take steps that move us backwards or keep us the same? Absolutely, positively not. Almost nothing is a straight line from where we are to where we want to be. I can't think of very many people that take direct routes. It's like the difference between taking a direct flight somewhere and flights with stops along the way. Everybody's route, everybody's path, everybody's journey is going to be different. So today, progress. How do we know if we're making progress or not? Yesterday, I selected that I'm going to do some personal coaching to increase and get that extra $3,000 a month I want coming in to cover the cost, the expense of something that I want to get for my business. So I'm going to do private one-on-one coaching with people. So how do I know if I'm successfully taking that action or not? Well, I do it by measuring my results. I'm either, and it's an easy one for me for this particular one because I'm doing financial. I'm going through the 7 keys. Remember, we've got the 7 areas of our life that we can possibly work on: physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, financial, relationships, and contribution. And I chose financial for this time around because I know that I have a project that I want to add to my business. It's going to cost, the expense of it's going to be $3,000 a month. And I want to add that without having to take away or sacrifice. I hate the word sacrifice or give up or make a choice and make something else a higher priority, make this a higher priority over something else that I'm doing in my business. I don't want to make that choice. So that I don't have to make that choice, what's the other option or possibility? Instead of cutting expenses, we can always find other sources of income, right? So I was like, my options are to find another source of income or to create instead of find. You can find or create. I choose to create rather than think I'm going to find it somewhere. So financial is an easy one because it's easy to measure. And so our tool today is measurement. What we measure matters. What we pay attention to matters. Now, how we measure things, what our measurement units are, it's up to us to decide and choose. Say, for example, you're working on your physical well-being and you decide that you are going to, one of your options is to manage the number of calories you take in during every day. So you say, I'm going to have 1,200 calories a day. How am I going to measure whether I do that or not? Well, you're going to count calories and you're going to tally them up at the end of the day. And if you have 1,500, you went over. So you're moving away from your goal of 1,200 calories a day. If you ate 1,200 exactly, you're right on your allotment and your goal for the day. And if you ate 900 calories during the day, that particular day, then you're under. So if you're under, you'll move toward your goal. If you're over, you'll move away from your goal. If you're right on, you're exactly where you should be and you're doing exactly what you're targeting yourself to do. But you're measuring it by counting calories. With money, it's easy. If with $3,000, it's easy. Either I am bringing in $3,000 a month via coaching or I'm not, right? It's yes or no, but it's easy to measure. If I bring in $1,500, I'm moving toward my goal, but I'm not all the way there yet. So I need to do some more actions to get me toward my goal. If I bring in $5,000, then I'm over my goal and I'm super delighted and happy and I'm going to keep going in that direction, right? So measurement, we measure what matters. We pay attention to what matters. When I, in the past, have wanted to drink more water, I would actually take a little Post-it note like this, and I would set it by, I have a special glass of water that I drink out of every day. I'm taking off my plus and minus from yesterday. And I would actually keep this by my glass of water, and every time I had a glass of water, I'd put a little hatch mark on it. and I'd measure it, and I'd walk by, and if I forgot to drink my water, or if I noticed I hadn't been drinking my water, I would go and I would see, well, how many little hatch marks do I have? If I only have 5 and it's 10 o'clock at night, I know I got to consume a couple more glasses of water pretty quickly, right? But that was the way I measured. So it can be something super duper simple, or it can be an elaborate spreadsheet in, an accounting software program, Peachtree, or what do they have now? QuickBooks or whatever. It can be elaborate or it can be simple, but we need to find ways to measure the things that matter to us. One of my friends, Avril Beckford, does lots of challenges with reading, and she teaches people. She's amazing, by the way. If you want to get skills in a lot of different areas and get skills that will help you in your job, your career, your life, join one of Avril's challenges, her reading challenges. I've done 2 of them so far, and she's got another one coming up. I don't know. Reading for me, I got the magnifying glass thing going on, or I blow it up on my big screen TV, or I have to listen to it. So I'm using that as a way to challenge myself to find ways to consume the information I need faster and easier. But I forgot what I was going to say about what she was doing about progress and measuring. Oh, measuring, do I read a book a day? Do I read 30 to 60 minutes a day? Have I read my book today? So different ways of measuring that. And it's not just reading a book word for word. So that's some other cool things you can learn from her. But am I making progress for what I want? I don't know if I don't measure it. So how will you measure your actions and your action from yesterday? How will you know if you're making progress or not? So our action item today is just share in the comments below how you are going to measure what you're working on, the area you're working on. And it can be bigger than just the action you took yesterday. A lot of times when we're doing a short-term challenge like this, we know we're not going to take one action and we're going to arrive there. We're going to take a bunch of little actions. We have to know, am I moving toward what I want, or am I moving away from what I want? And we find ways to measure that. Again, how you measure is entirely up to you. It can be how much time you spend on something, how you feel about it. If you're working on mental or emotional, it might be a time, hey, I'm going to spend 20 minutes every day meditating. Hey, you either did it or you didn't. Did you meditate for 20 minutes today? Yes or no? If you didn't, then you're moving away from what you want. If you did, then you're moving toward what you want. So get creative with this. Have fun with it. Make sure you're measuring in a way that makes you feel good, so that you want to measure. You want to achieve your goal. You want to keep moving toward what it is you want. If I were to pick a measure, and I hate measuring in that particular way, I'll tell you, here's an example. Personal example. Measuring my health. Weighing myself every day. Absolutely, positively hate it. Why? Because there's all kinds of variability in our weights. And I know that. I've always hated that. Even if I graph it and trend it up or down, weighing myself every day, it has a negative impact on me emotionally, physically, spiritually, mentally. It just messes with my head. So I learned a long time ago, actually weighing myself is not going to be what I'm going to use to measure. It makes me feel bad, so I'm not going to weigh myself every day. So I will pick, and I can see it right now, a pair of jeans that I want to make sure I fit into, or an outfit I want to wear, and that will be how I measure whether I'm making progress physically or not with respect to my weight and what shape I'm in. So that's an example, very personal example of measurement and why it's important. We have to pick measurements and things that give us a positive response. I feel good when I can fit into those jeans. I feel bad when I weigh myself every day. So what am I going to do? I'm going to use a different measurement than what most people would use or most people would say. A lot of people feel that way about money, but we have to find ways to be okay with measuring money. Maybe it's instead of measuring what things it would be like net worth versus profit versus gross income. Different measurements make us feel better. Measure the one that makes you feel good, because if you feel good, you'll keep moving toward it. I guess that's the whole point of that. That's it. Have an awesome day. Any questions, any ideas, any help with different possible ways of measuring something, ask in the comments below. Otherwise, I'll be with you tomorrow with day 21 of our Get Up and Go Challenge. Get up, go measure something.